It's not stopping. There's demand for Bitcoin. When these new products launch, we've heard there's one issuer that's seeding their fund with 200 million. Rumors now that Blackrock is coming in with 2 billion.
Do you think about things like an introduction of a new product, or in this case, perhaps as many as 13 new products, and what that will do to trading? Well, of course you do. And I think that we're looking at a possible approval here. I think next week, makes a lot of sense from a market dynamics point of view, because people are back and more people are back working. And if you're introducing a new product where there's going to be cross currents, and Kate outlined some of the cross currents, it's good to have everybody back in their seats.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Basak. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and When the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So like I told you, I definitely see a big pullback in the first quarter. Then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move on. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin and crypto slightly moving up. But guys, we know on the weekend, we're the only game in town. Like I stated, we're not going to have a lot of liquidity to come in this weekend because we see yield rates are rising. Now, we have VanEck pledges 5% of profits to core developers should the SEC approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. And guys, we know all these issuers are not going to survive. It's only going to be like 2 or 3. And all this ETF talk a month from now is going to be like nothing ever happened. We've seen this movie before. Now, guys, do not forget to pay attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates up. And in the same length of time when they move down, that's how quickly they've moved up. We're already over 4% already. And believe me, it's going to get to 5%. Because we know the Fed is not going to cut rates just yet. And I'm talking about the 10-year yield. We have the dollar up. And then, of course, we have volume in crypto right now is slightly down. We have Tether, USDC, and TUSD. And then we have the Fed. Repo at $694 billion. So went up slightly. And guys, we know the Fed meets at the end of the month. We know for a fact they're not going to cut rates. And of course, the mainstream media, some saying they're going to raise rates. But we know right now they're not going to do anything. And they're going to say they're going to be data dependent. And 2% inflation is the go. And we know those words are going to hurt the bond market, which in return is going to hurt stocks and cryptos. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, do not forget about Grayscale, sent about $34.3 billion. Now, we have the SEC moves closer to a spot Bitcoin ETF approval with 19 B4 amendment filings. And they have until Wednesday to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. And then on the 11th, guys, do not forget the CBOE is going to be launching Bitcoin and Ethereum futures also. So we're going to have a lot of volatility in the market next week. So it's definitely going to be a roller coaster ride. And whether they approve it or whether they don't approve it, we know the mainstream media is going to hype it up. But I definitely think they're going to approve a spot Bitcoin ETF. But it's going to be cash involved. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. We know this is a movie. Sit back and get your popcorn. But getting over into a little crypto news. We have Digital Currency Group confirmed settling $700 million of debt with Genesis. And don't forget, guys, as the banking crisis was happening, simultaneously, we had crypto crumbling right beside it. And we know that was part of the plan because they were blaming crypto when we know it was all the Fed. And they're going to play that movie one more time because we know with blockchain and tokenization, these small and medium-sized banks can't survive. Remember, they're based off of fees. And then lastly, guys, we have Coinbase acquiring Cyprus-based entity to expand EU derivative offerings. And guys, what was the bank man working on? That's right, guys. You're talking about $100 trillion market on blockchain being ran by an algorithm. Not a single person involved. And every stock is going to be tokenized and put on blockchain. And that's the reason why ETFs are so important. That's the reason why they keep driving this Bitcoin ETF, driving the message. So therefore, when they start moving majority of these stocks into ETFs, instead of you having the mindset of individual stocks, because they're not going to be a whole lot of growth, they'll be combined together into an ETF, and you're going to have to hold them longer in order to receive profits. Remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows. When it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.